This episode is gonna be a trash fire.
And then so like he started getting on it too, and he was like, "Chris, son, I need some white residue." Chris was so mad because he had to be he was the straight man because he had to be professional. He had to give us all our food we needed. He had to keep pushing through.
What would y'all prefer? Just to get your ass whooped so hard you die from it, or to get just like your ass whooped but slapped like a dandy as he's doing it?
Who am I in this story? Because if I'm a Gab, I'm just some background character. If I'm just kill me, bro. Just kill me. Episode 28. And we're going to stick with our little JJK mini-sode. But before that, quick announcements. We have a Facebook page. I mean, we've kind of already had one. I mean, it's there. If you want to go to it. I don't use Facebook anymore, but whatever. It's there. TikTok and Instagram are popping as always. So thank you guys for subscribes there. YouTube. Thank you. We love you guys. And let's get to the episode. So this week's Out of Pocket. I just typed in anime Out of Pocket. And the first one I came up with was great. I would say listen to all the way to the end because the details are kind of like the JJK story. No, I take that back. This story, the way it's told is like finding out stuff about your older uncles and aunties. It's like you find out the story when you're like a teenager. Then you find out the real story when you're like 20. But then you find out the real story when you're like 30.
I'm scared.
When you get, it just more details come out. Like because a decision is made and then you find out more and more why this decision was made. And you're like, oh. Okay.
I'm real scared.
You should. My out of pocket for asking a student to not use anime voice in my classroom.
I think we should start with like an initial straight impression. Straight from the title.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm only imagining most degenerate anime moans, so I'm going to say yes.
I'm also thinking yes. I'm thinking okay, my first thought was degenerate anime moans. Now I'm thinking
well, think about the guy.
Hero.
This is the story's told from the point of view of a teacher telling the student not to do the anime voice. So is the teacher out of pocket?
Oh, no.
Well, first off, the teacher knows the term anime and is a Redditor. So I'm thinking this is a little sus already.
Well, the teacher's is a 28-year-old professor. That's what we say. So like they're the age to know what the internet is and how shit works.
He's 28 and a professor. Now I just hate him. Go on.
All right. 28-year-old non-binary and a new professor at an art college. I teach core classes about politics, sociology, and anthropology. Most teaching evals, feedback from my dean and chair, and students' feedback give me higher ratings in creating a safe environment for discussion. Students say I do a good job at relating to students from different views, backgrounds, and expressions. This is something I take seriously, especially as one of the only that I know of out non-binary professors at the college. I also take it seriously as someone who firmly believes in integrity of the classroom and empowering students to have hard decisions. I make it a point to never complain about students, even when they say something transphobic. I politely encourage them to learn, and I'm rated as a pretty gentle about getting them to think another way. Recently, I had one of the most uncomfortable teaching experiences, which seems silly. I had a student who was not from Japan, never spent any time in Japan, but loves anime and used a hypersexualized, over-exaggerated, baby-like voice known as anime voice.
UwU.
She took on the UwU. She took on what was perceived as a Japanese name, and I just really acted overexcited over. Wait, that sentence is weird. She took on that what she perceives as a Japanese name, and I just really acted overexcited over the top. Oh, and just really acted overexcited and over the top constantly. As someone who has had women students from Japan, I feel like it was at least mildly racist and just cringe for everyone to listen to. I pulled her into a convo and tried to at least see tell her how I saw it. And she has since retaliated, saying I don't respect accents or names of students. This hurts. Admittedly, I'm a white professor, but this student is not Asian. I suspect that she might be on the spectrum, so I try to gentle but firm. And as an autistic person, autism is not an excuse for inappropriate behavior.
Wait, can I pause right quick? I love the victim tennis game we're playing here.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
This is going back and forth.
Yeah,
she
2023. You know what's up.
Yep, we know what's up, man.
She reported me as an unsafe professor, which I feel like ruins it for the international students I teach, whose names I pronounce correctly, whose accents I support, and LGBTQ plus students who have an out non-binary professor for the first time. The admin is mostly white. They keep asking, "Are you sure she's from Japan?" I'm like, yes. 1, this is not how people from Japan talk. 2, she did a project about where she is from, and she has admitted to never spending time in Japan. As an anthropologist, I feel it's deeply irresponsible for her to use this voice, and since it is perceived as hypersexualized, it made me super uncomfortable. I'm not sure how other students felt about it. I didn't want to give her the attention over it. People have suggested I was too harsh, that people can take on the names and accents that they want to. Am I out of pocket here? First edit. She has audibly moaned a couple times. The second,
There we go. There we go.
The second time is when I pulled her aside before class, before many of the other students were there. I also had a class full of anime fans and people who love the subculture in the class. I'm also feminine queer representing, so it makes me feel uncomfortable how she's always complimenting in that voice, or say how much she loved my dresses. Other students had complimented me my fashion, but not like this. Something was off about it. Like this.
Not like this.
Second edit. Ooh. I'll take comment saying yes, I was out of pocket. That's why I'm here to learn. But comments question over whether or not I'm trans or experience transphobia isn't okay. I'm read by society as a male because I've taken hormones for years, had surgeries. Not that I need to explain to somehow justify the student's behavior, explanations, but others have pointed out this class is being sexually harassed. Was this student out of pocket?
The student was clearly out of pocket.
Funny.
Student was hilariously out of pocket.
I don't think that the professor's out of pocket. You know what I think is really out of pocket here? The fact that the professor had to justify all of this when clearly the student is just acting like an ass.
Just fucking around.
And I don't feel as if the professor actually has to provide so many justifications for telling the student to just shut the fuck up with that fucking...
Stop moaning in my class.
You know, it's like, it's very responsible. It's like 2023 modern, politically responsible response that he has.
It's exhausting.
Yes.
It's so exhausting for him to be like, you can't anime moan in my class, bro.
Yeah, like 20 years ago, Professor would have been able to just say, cut that shit out, you fucking idiot.
Yep.
You know? And it wouldn't...
no one bats an eye.
You know?
That's the funny thing, cause dude, now I feel so bad for teachers. Now we're in the age where like these internet-raised kids are in classrooms.
Yeah.
So if like your whole personality is based off of memes, you know, imagine teaching that.
It's terrible because like I was a class clown and we didn't even have memes.
We didn't. We had Jim Carrey.
Yeah. Or later on we got like Chappelle Show and like the stuff like that. We just screamed at each other as our memes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I don't even know what to say about this because I'm offended on multiple layers.
I kind of hate everybody. I mean, that's my natural response to most things, but just like this teacher just over explaining things, like, and then the student like just using the victim card against the teacher because the teacher was also using, like, just please, can we not have a baseline of decency, like
things you should. We did.
Yeah.
We did at some point. You couldn't but that's, how entitled do you have to be to think that using an anime baby voice and moaning in class is appropriate? Like, no matter how far you're into the anime fandom, no matter how far you're into any fandom, it is never appropriate to fucking moan in class.
Can we
is
just
that true?
Can we just call the anime voice
the UwU?
What it actually is?
The UwU.
You know, when I'm editing this, this is a message to me. Every time they said anime voice, I'm going to add some out-of-pocket shit right in there. Alright? This episode is going to be a trash fire.
Okay. I mean, there it is.
It needs to be. So, like, okay. Happiness, right? We can't be treading on each other's happiness, right? That's important. So
that is very important. You can dress and do whatever, but like when it comes to responding to a question in the classroom, it needs to be done in a manner that is professional.
She identifies as UwU.
That's why there's a time and a place for everything. So don't go into school doing UwU voices. Otherwise, you might get bullied later.
But my thing, too, about this that's really about her is that the fucking professor pulled her to the side and, like, had a private conversation. Like, listen.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to dump on whatever you are, but I'm like, don't. Like, he literally it was the moan. It's like, don't moan in class. Because he was like, I'm okay. I shouldn't say he. They were okay with the voice and everything else. Because I get it. As a teacher, you just...
Were they okay with the voice?
He got over it because it was not worth the problem. So it's like, just let them have the voice. Because I get it. It's not worth the fight. If they're going to keep that voice, cool. Yeah. But the moaning...
The moaning and compliments, right? Compliments.
Yeah, the weird compliments. Yeah. That's the part that like sent me. Because I was like...
If you take one out, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
One of the three, you know, moan. Okay, maybe even moaning norm. Okay,
just... It's not appropriate to moan in a classroom setting.
Imagine, and this is like...
Unless it's a sex class.
But like, imagine... That's way out of pocket. Nice one though. But imagine if they weren't doing the UwU voice, but were just moaning in class anyway.
Hey! Stop that!
Brother Zay, the smarted off the deletion dome! Orgasmic Isaiah, I knew you'd come. Always do, my brother.
That's what I'm saying. It's still...
That's pretty bad.
It's still horrible.
Yeah.
It's more than just pretty bad, right? That's unacceptable. But for some reason, the UwU voice turns it from, ugh, that's gross, go away, to, ugh, that's cringe, stop it. And it's not a huge change, but it is also a huge change.
But what is cringe, though? This is new territory, bro. What is cringe?
Moaning in classrooms is always cringe. UwU voice is always cringe.
If all the kids are entertained by this shit...
It's still cringe.
Is it cringe?
Yeah.
Cringe to who? That one professor?
Yeah, it's cringe to everybody. It just, cause like, it's like a bad movie. Like, you can still enjoy a bad movie. Like, it's still bad. Like, it's still cringe. You can still enjoy it. It's still cringe.
Like, I mean, it's cringe to me, but I'm just saying,
it's cringe.
It's cringe.
I'm 34.
It's cringe.
So,
we're
all 34.
But I'm saying, we're all straight identifying black males, right? Yeah. And we think it's cringe. Yeah. Also, a non-binary 28-year-old person thinks it's cringe. And I'm like, that's a pretty diverse enough group for me to say that this shit's cringe.
I don't know. There's kind of an old professor out here talking to 18-year-olds. And the internet, man, you on the internet, shit from like 2 weeks ago was old. So.
Facts. True. But in real life, the UwU voice is never appropriate. In real life, it's not. I mean, like in a certain settings, like if you're at an anime con, you're dressed like an anime girl or whatever, you're doing it. Or like, if you and your people's doing sexy time, y'all want to do some UwU, that's cool. Yeah. But like, if you're in the session anywhere where you need to communicate with another adult about anything that isn't anime or other UwU like things, then the UwU voice is inappropriate.
So
I just had another out of pocket thought. I'm thinking, what if, let's say, a voice actor and their partner were getting on sexy times, and then right at the crescendo, they just UwU voice. And just ruined everything.
That's cause for a breakup. Because, I mean, like, there's a couple things in people's lives that you can't ruin. And I'm like, ruining someone's crescendo, that's fight talk.
I mean,
that's fight talk.
You didn't have to wither like that. It just a little UwU, you know, just a little UwU. Maybe like
for some people, that makes it better.
True, which is fair. Like, to each their own. If the UwU makes you get there, that's cool. But that's something I feel like needs to be discussed. Because UwU at the crescendo,
just get his OnlyFans information. If he's subscribed to Belle Delphine, then
just drop that shit out. No warning. Just like there's a few words that you can it's like a cold bucket, right? It's the word shithole. The word cummies. That's right. Now you're imagining it. That's right.
All right. What's the next one?
And then there's anything UwU, especially UwU, just like actual UwU.
Yeah. Another funny story about UwU though. So one day, It was me and the other guy I work with, Joe. And Joe loves the those girls, the UwU girls. Mm. And so one day we was trying to piss Chris off when we were at work. And so every time we messed up something, we just look at Chris and be like, Chris senpai. The way he wanted to kill us that entire day. So mind you, this is a 9 hour shift, right? All day. We're busy as fuck all day. Mm. So you got, Chris, I made a beef fried rice instead of chicken. Mm. I need rice. And then we told him, we started off and like, this is, my boy Quasi was involved with it too. And he was like, cause he works front of house. Mm. So he was in Expo. Me and Joe were cooking and Chris is running inside Expo behind us. So we're all like, the four of us are closer than we are now really. Mm. And then so like, he started getting on it too. And he was like, Chris, son, I need some white rice and Chris was so mad because he had to be he was the straight man because he had to be professional. He had to give us all our food we needed. He had to keep pushing through to make sure that the restaurant was good. While these three degenerates, who are the best employees in this situation, were taking care of it.
Straight up.
Oh man, he's gonna hate me for that, but it's cool. Love you, bro.
Oh, I want to make a skit out of that.
Oh man, because it was completely like me and Joe had talked about it, but we were like. We kept doing it to Chris completely separate. Mm. So he didn't know we talked about it. And then when we found out Quasi was doing it too,
oh, no.
Man, you damn fools.
That's bullying.
Oh, it was. It was bullying. We took one of my closest friends and we bullied him.
That's clearly harassment.
It was workplace harassment. It was bullying.
That's boo. I'm sorry.
Okay. So yeah, don't be UwUing, bro. Like just UwU at the appropriate UwU times,
which is never
fair.
That's fair. All right, JJK 0. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of backstory about it. So that was originally the trial run for JJK, like the original, like I want to make a story. This is what you get type of deal. Mm. And then when JJK finally got serialized, Gag Tommy was like, well, I don't want to throw this all away. Mm-hmm. So they kind of just rehashed the opening act with Yuji and then just made the story.
Okay.
So you know what my first thought after it ended, and I heard that story you told us about how this was the trial run originally. I thought they took Yuta and just remade him again, and they gave him the name Junpei.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Because Junpei, if you guys don't know, Junpei is a character in the animated version, well, serialized version, that starts off with a very similar life to Yuta. He's bullied constantly, but unlike Yuta, Junpei lashes out after he gets manosphered, as we said.
Yeah.
By a malicious actor who manipulates Junpei and leads Junpei to his death eventually. Completely different ending than what Yuta has, where Yuta actually overcomes his trials and becomes a stronger person for it. Junpei just becomes a fishman, then a fishman corpse.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Sad story, but I like the duality of that, like telling the story and seeing how I can go one way and go the other. And I really liked I like that parallel. I didn't really think about that until right now, but I really did like that.
True. What do you think, Breezy? How do you enjoy Yuta?
Yuta, overall, my thing about the old story is this really good story. Actually, I wish that we got more of that character instead of, because I already mentioned to you guys, like, yeah, I like JJK. I don't like the main character all that much, but the only problem with the original story is when you get that part of it and then you get to the actual story as it's like intended, it is kind of a double, like you get double origin stories or whatever.
Yeah.
And for me, that's not a problem. I don't mind it too much because I really like that original stuff, and I don't mind like a new character also having to go through the experience. But I can see like how some people would be jarred by two origin stories or whatnot.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I can see that. I like the fact that it doubled down, because when you watch season 1 of JJK, you kind of like Gojo out of nowhere is just like, yeah, you're supposed to die, Yuji, but I'm gonna help you. And it's like, that's kind of like weird. It's like, why? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like Gojo is kind of like, he's presented as like, he's presented as the strongest. He's presented as like somebody that does whatever the fuck he wants to all the time. Yeah. So that's what you kind of just stick with. Like, yeah, that's just kind of who he is. He's just doing it because he wants to do it. But I like the double origin story for me personally because it doubles down on why Gojo, did for Yuji what he did for Yuji, because he saw it in Yuta. He saw how Yuta grew and and then he just literally saw like, oh shit, you're in the same predicament as he in. Yeah. And he gave him, and he gave him a real ultimatum, like, you're gonna die, but you can choose this, you can figure it out, you can live your life how you want to, or I can just murk you right now. Right. And I was like, I like Yuji, and I understand why people don't like Yuji, because he's kind of an unlikable main character, but I like him for all the reasons that people don't like him. I like him because he's like, he doesn't have a real big drive. Like, only thing he really wants to do is like find a decent way to die, like live a good life and be good friends. And the reason I like him so much is because it's like, realistically, it's like, in that world, that's the hardest thing to do. Because think about any other anime world, you just want to, like, I mean, my hero, I want to live a regular life. You can live a regular life. But in the JJK world, living a regular life is just as hard as Luffy becoming a pirate king or like Asta becoming a wizard king. Like, that shit's hard because like, what's normal in JJK. So that's why I like Yuji, because like he's trying to do something that's just as ridiculous as Luffy or any other MCs, but I don't think people give him enough credit, saying that like his dream's too simple or he's too. I'm like, look the dude next to you. Yeah, somebody out there trying to fight just to survive, and I'm like, he's just doing it in a very different way. Like, and
as a character, I really like him, but as a main character, it's my reason for not liking him as the main character are the same reason I don't like Van and FF7 or FF12. Yeah. Because he just seems midriff. He's underpowered for one. And, it's just like watching, for me, if he came in with like half his power set, like already, I would like him more. Cause it's like, again, like the pacing for me is weird. Cause it's like, it's not a full on shonen. So we don't get to see his like full build. Cause it feels like he should be in like another show to like build up properly. But like, just everything else is so fast paced and like frantic. And then you get to him and it's like, oh, you're just level 1 protagonist guy. It's like, it doesn't fit with me. And so when he comes on the screen, it's boring to me.
I like that aspect though. That's the thing. I like it because it's like, to me, it seems, because it's realistic, because you didn't know shit about Crisis Energy. Yeah. And he gets thrown into this world where everyone else has been doing it for fucking ever. Right. And that's why I really like the movie too, because it shows Yuta versus Yuji, right? Yuta comes in, he has, like, canonically, he has the third most curse energy in the show. Like, his ability is broken. I won't say it because it's like, it's not revealed to the end of season 2. And like, he's just overpowered as fuck. And then you get Yuji, who is a literal nobody. Right. Who has like hand-to-hand combat. Like, in the show, physical, like outside of curse injury, he's physically the strongest person in the show.
He's got the 9 tails inside of him.
Yeah, but like that's not. But Sukuna doesn't help him though. Like all it does is give him immunity to poison. Like it gives him like a baseline buff. Yeah, but like Sukuna's not giving him.
Bro, he's got extra lives.
Right.
he had extra lives. Right. That's a big buff
in that universe. Huge.
Yeah, it's not really though.
You know, I do like the double origin story because it does make this feel more like an actual high school. And by that I mean,
that's fair.
Having a high school based show that has actual character progression where they age up and then age out. It reminds me of like Degrassi, which
funny. Yeah,
that's funny. That's a fun comparison. Yeah.
I mean, like it'd be really cool if you had an anime where characters actually did age up through the 4 years of high school and then left and made the way for other characters. Yeah. Or maybe like when they become seniors, they stop being the main character and it focuses on other characters. And it feels really cool to actually see a senpai go up and out and then become the leader of, you know, the younger generation. That's what I feel like Gojo is, except we don't get to see him growing up, but he actually feels like a teacher, like Kakashi. Yeah. Like a mentor.
Well, that is the first part of season 2 is essentially Gojo's origin, not Gojo's origin story, but it's his origin story. It's how he became the Gojo that we know and love. So you will get to see that. But yeah, I think it Yuta. I like Yuta. Like later you'll get to see Yuta and Yuji together, and I think that's really. Because it goes back to what you just said. Like, it shows, like, that growth or whatever. And, like, he does take on a senpai role towards Yuji. So, but it's, like, it's a super dope, like later on. But like I said, none of your arguments, like reason why you don't like him, like is all the reasons I do like him. But it's understandable. But I will say this:
I don't like his fighting style. I like something a little bit more than Big Punch.
Yeah.
I actually do like him as a character because he is learning stuff.
Same.
Like when he found out that Sukuna is not just a get out of jail free card. Hey Ryan, cue the laughing. Clip right now. That was an important lesson, and he's learning about like his dream of having a good death. He's learning that's a really vague thing. It's a little childish, and he's getting disillusioned, and he's overcoming it. And he's becoming more of a character, and I respect that growth that so few shonen characters really get.
To me, I think where Yuji is now, he's a better Gon for his like showing. Like, Gon got that, like, going bad. And I think Yuji is, like, he's hitting all the points that Gon hit. But he's just, like, he's older, so he's, like, he can make the rationale to figure out, like, how to fix it. Because I think because, like, if you look at the comparison, I think him and Gon are, like, literally on the same path. It's just, Yuji's making better decisions, has better people around him to help him make better decisions. Whereas, because, like, around Gon, everyone was just, like, we're going to do what Gon wants to do and, like, just let him do whatever and support him. Whereas everyone else with Yuji is just, like, you're still a kid. We're going to help you, but we're also going to protect you from the world. We're going to put you in the world with us and let you learn with us.
I agree. I say Yuji is on Earth.
Yeah.
And Gon is wherever the fuck that story takes place.
Yeah. Because then look at too, everyone tried to protect Gon at every point in time. Like, they just try to shield him, especially Killer would try to shield him from all the fucked up shit in the world. Whereas Yuji is like, the world is fucked up. And like, you can either deal with it or you don't. And then, I like, what are highlights of the movie? Favorite scenes?
Man, there's so many.
I like that locker.
Oh, the locker with all the meat locker?
Yeah, meat locker. Good one.
The meat locker. That was a hell of an intro. Like, cause I was within like the first. That's something I like too. I really like Gegatame in general, like knowing when to show gruesome stuff and not to show gruesome stuff. Mm-hmm. So I always love like when you get the text boxes or whatever, and then like you'll see like the slow build to like the locker, then you just see the locker. You see just enough of it, then it goes away, and you're like,
He's pretty good at the horror when he wants to be. And I like this one more than the. So either way it goes, I like this start more than I like the actual start. So I feel like even the pacing in this one's a lot better. And you get that horror more so in this one than you got in the original one. The original one was kind of, You
know, I feel like the original one would have been served a little bit better if it had started with Junpei murking those dudes. And then, you have Yuji come in and they solve that. Junpei dies. Yeah. And then they do Yuji's backstory.
Right. I think I would agree with that. Yeah.
There'd probably been a lot more going to it. But also, I gotta tell you too, like in the manga and the anime are different. The starts are different. Like the actual anime, I mean the manga, you start off with Megami and doing stuff with Megami before Yuji's even there. And you don't have that Gojo Yuji scene. Like it's a very different. So like I would say read the first like 10 or so chapters of the manga just to see if it's different. Just to see if you have a different opinion. I mean if you still feel the same, you feel the same. But like if not, just because obviously the manga is the purest form, the OG form. But like it is just so you guys know it is different. So you guys check it out if you want. But one of my favorite scenes is either the Gojo beat down on Miguel, or
oh my god,
just Yuta versus Geto.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Because I think that was well animated, well paced, and like it showed Yuta's like exponential growth. Like even within the fight, you saw like him just like figure shit out like quick and just put it into practice. And like I love too like all the story beats in the movie, like him learning how to code his sword. Like you saw everything. Culminate, and then the last punch he hits when he hits him with that black flash and he got a ping pongs, and I was like, it was great because it was it's something that I wish One Piece would do in the anime, but they never do. It's like One Piece always gives you the flashback, but they give you the literal flashback of everything that happened. But like the way they did it in this was you saw him put the curse energy on the sword, like you saw him do all the things. So you got the flashback with all of the wasted, stupid animation of the shit I'd already seen. Gotcha. So like that, I loved it because it was like it took all the je ne sais quoi, like all the stuff from the movie, and like it put in like a 5 or 6 frames before you get the punch, and it's like it's great, man. Great storytelling, great visual storytelling, and like good callbacks to like the Yuda's growth and everything.
Yeah, pacing was like super on point. That's actually that goes to my favorite scene was the one with him and who's the voice guy? What's his name?
Oh, Inumaki.
The scene with him and Inumaki versus the demon at the abandoned, was it a mall or something? Shopping center, yeah. So I really like that scene. That was when he first started using his sword and first started getting his confidence and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things. When like any characters like realize like I need to strap my own nuts on. Like any moment that happens, no matter what character you are, wherever you are, that moment is always great.
Yeah,
that was cool.
When he looked at it, I was like, I'm gonna get your throat spray. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but we're about to do it. He just ran away. I'm like, he was scared.
I liked it because you know his power base was like, you know, he was the weak mage and he had the summon that did all the things, you know, for him and the girl. And that's when he became like he went from like Carl Clover to like Ragnar at that point because he became like the melee guy. And I was like, that's so dynamic because your power set is completely different, but you like calculated that weakness and you know you made yourself less of a target and more of an actual threat. So I was like, yeah, it just hit on all levels for me.
Yeah, and like I know the way you guys like combat and like how much you guys like Hunter x Hunter. The season 2, the combat, like when it because season 1 was like all the opening, you learn all the information. Like season 2, when you actually get to like the in-depth stuff, you guys are gonna go nuts because you're gonna love all the like little nuances and like the stuff, and like most of the fights are like barely edged out because of an ability, and it's like. Yeah, I can't wait to see for the season 2 stuff. You guys gonna like, yeah.
The best friendo did have to give Yuji the actual tutorial,
which I like too, because in world, Gojo's a horrible teacher. Like he's a good person, he has grades. He's a horrible teacher, and like everyone make a point to like every time, like even with Yuta in the movie, they're like after the intro and like Rika comes in and like Rika beats the shit out of all of them. They look like, bro, Gojo, you couldn't have told us this. You couldn't let him introduce himself. Like none of this information, and then doubles up with Yuji. Every time Yuji, and I like that too for 2 reasons. Like one, in world it works, and then like in our world, reading it works because we get to learn as Yuji's learning, and he's not. It's not because I hate when you get double tutorials and stuff. Like when they tell you stuff and then like someone else has to learn it, and you gotta learn it again. And I'm like, no, like I learned it already. This person learned it off screen because I already learned how to do this. I don't need to see them do it. And I think they do a really good job of doing that. Oh yeah, only 15 minutes. Or 25 minutes.
Oh, did it stop?
Oh, my computer froze. Oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
Well.
Okay.
Well, to be honest, I hate JJK anyways. All shit is basically just Sailor Moon with men. I didn't want to say that while the shit was rolling.
Beautiful.
But,
so I can I
next
can
time
use that. Because the audio on the camera isn't horrible, so I can boost it up or whatnot.
But it's still recording.
Yeah. How much more show do we have?
It was at 40 minutes. We had 15 minutes was the 25, so maybe half.
Okay. Yeah, I can. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to just do it over, because I don't know if this audio will be good enough for like pure audio show.
Hopefully it'll. Maybe the recording will just magically
just be just saved.
You know? Yeah, I don't know, because this is because ROG does have like a bunch of random like helpful restart stuff to like restart where you left off and everything. So I mean, but I don't know. Guess we'll find out.
You just record it over.
The audio got fucked up. Like,
ooh, we did so many ooh-woos.
Did so many
the oohs are so good. Yeah, I was just thinking about oh, hell yeah. Where did it stop at? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I would like to hear what the end of it was. Did it hear us complaining about it or not?
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Breathe.
Oh, God. Yeah, I hate this thing. Like,
Ask me to pause playing it. Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
As you're playing it, it's just so unruly.
But yeah, I think in Yuta, I like Yuta. Like later, you'll get to see Yuta and Yuji together, and I think that's really because it goes back to what you just said. Like it shows like that growth or whatever, and like he.
That was the last thing.
But yeah, I think in Yuta.
No, I think you got. Yeah, there you go. You get it. Yeah, play.
I say Yuji is on Earth.
Yeah,
and Gon is wherever the fuck that story takes place.
Yeah, because then look at too. Everyone tried to protect Gon at every point in time. Like they just try to shield him, especially Killua would try to shield him from all the fucked up shit in the world. Whereas Yuji's like,
zoom in to make life.
The world is fucked up, and like you can either deal with it
and press 1
or you don't. And then I like what are highlights of the movie. Favorite scenes.
Favorite scenes.
Man, there's
so many.
I like that locker.
The locker with all the meat locker.
Okay, favorite scenes. So we just gotta do favorite scenes over.
Okay, that's not bad. And you got to fix the video, Breeze.
That's fine.
Okay.
You want to? Let me save this and export it as part 1.
Yeah. We should do that on both then.
You guys have to do your editing magic.
I'm sorry, I clapped the Elden Ring. Ooh. You have to go solve it.
Oh, are we muted? Is that a...
Yep, I'm muted.
Oh no. I wonder did the... Oh yeah.
Is this the same recording though?
Oh yeah, we should do no recording.
Yeah. I was wondering why the
I did. Oh, yes, you did now.
Sorry, fuck.
Okay, there it is. I heard it connect.
Internet's making me something I never wanted to be.
That's right, you fucking whore.
Wait, why is it?
You see the this happened like I think last month, but the NPC stuff going around.
Good God.
The NPC stuff is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. I'm glad that like as many people as doing NPC stuff, as many people saying how stupid the fucking NPC stuff is.
As long as it's trendy, we gonna do it.
It is the truth of the internet, pure and distilled.
Yeah,
just have like the dumbest, most embarrassing thing you can think of. Trend. And see how many people will just sell that self-respect for that bad.
I just want to ask half these people, like, do you even know what NPC is? Like, just to be that guy. Just to be that guy in that situation. Like, all right, I get it. You're doing the trend. You should at least know what NPC means.
Just surface level. They don't actually know why this even exists. Like, why,
Yeah, or why the interaction. Whatever. That's just me being a gatekeeper.
Yeah. I actually blame Skyrim. Because Skyrim started the videos where, like, everybody... They do the IRL Skyrim thing.
Oh, yeah. Or GTA. GTA could also be a culprit.
GTA as well. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Whoa! CJ.
You got phone putting this shit somewhere.
It's horrible.
I know what you're going to do with the JJK episode. Alright. So, favorite scenes. We're going to start with you, Breeze.
Oh, favorite scene for me was Inumaki and was it Yuta? Inumaki and Yuta versus the demon at the abandoned shopping center. Yes, that guy. Really cool scene because we got to see Yuta's growth. He went from squishy mage who wasn't very unconfident about everything he did to a very confident fighter who wanted to protect his friends and stuff like that. It was just a really good distillation of that.
And you know what? As a video game player, you can clearly see that the writer was also a video game player.
Straight up.
Because that was straight up Rushdown versus Zoner.
Yes.
And like almost, I feel as if they had used some terms that was they pretty much used some terms that...
Yeah. Well, Gege Katami is a huge nerd too.
Yeah.
So like, it's a lot of comments in there that are like very video game based, and like they're our age. Like 35, 36. Like, So we grew up with them.
Yeah.
So like that's why it was made. Like
Makes sense.
JJK was made for our generation.
Yeah.
So it's dope. Yeah, the strap your nuts on, man. Like anytime that main character or character anywhere, like anytime you just like buck up and like I'm about to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Do it scared, man. Yeah. Do it scared.
A little bit of a PSA. Our audio fucked up a little bit.
Yeah.
We lost some footage, so we had to re-record this part about the favorite scene. So if it sounded a little bit stitched,
it rushed.
It was.
Okay.
Whoopsie.
Yeah.
Technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you, Ryan?
You know, I said that my favorite part was the locker because I really like the horror elements in here. The author does a very good job of portraying gore, gruesomeness, violence in that way that makes it looks like either the opening or the end scene of a horror film or a horror story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the woman got cut in half and stuffed with salt.
Yeah, and they
That's
shoved her in the
pretty
bed.
inspired, you know.
Yeah.
A locker with 4 people stuffed inside, but they're still somehow alive. Yeah, that's some really good nightmare fuel there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I like it's not overdone too. Like you get the horror, and it's just like it's just enough to keep you there. It's like it's still a shonen, but like don't forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still a horror.
Don't forget.
Yeah.
Eventually, that's probably going to happen to one of the characters. I mean, Junpei already got Innsmouth, so, you know. What was that? Oh,
that was my spoiler. No, that was my spoiler.
Junpei fish face?
No, that was me looking at the screen like spoilers.
Junpei, don't worry, man. Everything will be alright, unless your name's Junpei.
What did you say his name was? Fish stick?
Oh, you didn't call him deep fried at 400 degrees,
Dang,
did you?
man, you didn't have to call him Mrs. Cakes.
They called him sushi. Sushi.
Damn.
Man. Sorry.
Dude.
Oh, it's so bad. Man, but that scene with Gojo and Miguel.
Oh yeah.
So to let you guys in on that, before they even watched the movie, Breezy had found a breakdown scene of that fight, and we watched this guy break down the scene hit by hit.
Yep. Slap by slap.
Slap by slap. And it was like, watching that fight, there's a lot more slaps than punches in that fight. And the disrespect that Gojo put on that man, only because he wasn't trying to kill him. Like, he took that ass whooping like that because he wasn't trying to get murked. Like, if Gojo wanted to kill him, he would have just one-shot him and been done with it. Yeah. But the fact that he wasn't trying to kill him, he kept fighting back.
What would y'all prefer? Just to get your ass whooped so hard you die from it, or to get just, like, your ass whooped but slapped like a dandy as he's doing it?
Who am I in this story? Because if I'm Miguel, if I'm just some background character, if I'm Miguel, just kill me, bro. Just kill me. Why are you doing this?
I respect Miguel in that after that first combo, he clearly saw the difference, and then he just started fighting for a timeout.
Yeah, he's like, all right,
zoning it is.
Yeah, he really looked at it, was like, oh, this is the boss I'm not supposed to beat. Mm-hmm. All right, how many turns I need to last? Bet. And you know the peak, the culmination of his desperation, throwing that air conditioner. Because you are fighting essentially a god. Because realistically, fighting Gojo is like fighting a god. Yeah. And you take your magic rope. You got a magic rope, mind you. A magic rope. Yeah. And you use that magic rope to throw an air conditioner at God. Hey, that's when you know you're at the peak of like, I don't know what the fuck to do with my life right now.
He knew what it was, man. He knew it wasn't arcade mode. It was survival mode.
Man, at that moment though, like, I like to be realistic and think about how I would react to things in like anime verse. And it's like, I'm not fighting Gojo. And like, no matter who I'm in the anime verse, like I understand like who I am and my power level. And I need to realize that like, his name is Gojo. Like, other people that are ranked higher than me say that he's the strongest. And like, people do not fight him because he's the strongest. What makes you think that? Who am I? And it's like, but in the JJK world, people constantly think that they are him against Gojo. And the thing that people, like, I don't think, like, casual fans of people realize is that since Gojo's part of the Gojo clan, he's one of the biggest JJK clans, like, in the verse, all of his techniques are the same techniques that have been used for thousands of years. So any of the other big families or anyone that has any access to JJK shit can learn all of his abilities. And it's like, you have an encyclopedic knowledge of his abilities. you still gonna get clapped because I know what God can do does not mean I can react to it.
That's fair.
But you still think that you and your magic rope and your air conditioner is about to do this work.
It's why Deadshot thinks Deadshot and Captain Boomerang think they can take Superman. It's like, I know he's Superman. I know he got a long rap sheet. I know I just got boomerangs, but we about to make something happen. We got to get this money.
Hey, Batman thinks he can take Superman.
True.
Is he right?
True.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the writer, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, depends on. I mean, he can drown him in money. Can Superman swim out that money pit?
Giant pit of money.
If you compare the two, right? How many times has Batman killed Superman versus how many times has Superman killed Batman?
It's about even, probably in the comics, but in like general media, it usually goes in Batman's favor.
When Superman kills the Earth, the Earth exploding might kill Batman, but that's not Superman killing Batman.
When a good writer writes it, it just takes heat vision, and Batman's done.
Yeah, I mean, it would take anything. I mean, he just flick Batman and it's done. I mean,
take a rock, bam, it's over.
It's a wrap.
It's funny. That's what Batman uses against Superman too.
Oh,
just takes a rock, bam, it's over.
Superman could just go, right?
He could.
Realistically, I mean, what?
It's true. Sometimes he just go. Sometimes he needs to breathe in to take that.
Would you imagine? That's the most disrespectful thing. I could not be in a fight with somebody. I square up and they do, and then I'm like face to face with them. Nah, bro, it's over. I'm walking, bro. Whatever we've done here, you proving your point.
Breathe it in. That's the smell of fear. Men are brave.
Smells like bitch in here.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I just quoted Batman v Superman when he hit him with the kryptonite cloud. He was like, "Oh, breathe that in. That's fear." And then Superman was getting weak. He was like, "Oh, you think you're brave? No, men are brave." It's so fucking edgy, man.
It's so edgy. But in that situation too, I thought that would have did more damage to Superman. Just because thinking like, I don't know how Kryptonian lungs work, but the fact that like, if I just breathe in a bunch of crystal meth, I'm gonna pass out. And like, I assume kryptonite is like the equivalent of a bunch of crystal meth to Superman.
In most comics, that probably would have killed him. It depends on who's writing it. In some comics, just having it in front of his face kills him.
Yeah, and I don't like that one. I like the more of like, it's like anything else, like a poison or whatever, he can build up some tolerance to it. But like if it's the direct injection or direct inhalation, I feel like, inhalation, it should do more damage.
I think clearly you should have added some Joker gas to that.
Oh no.
Oh, not the Joker gas.
I'm sorry, I'm getting out of my lane here.
Oh shit. Sounding not so just. What you talking about? No, I like it. I like it how they got it in the movie when he's exposed to it, but he's still kind of tanky, a little bit tanky, but like less so. So like Batman can fight him in a big ass suit, and
it's like a evenish.
Yeah.
I like the aspect of like that. Like I like and that's why I like I like JJK. I like Gojo as Superman and JJK because he's a better version of Superman in my opinion. Because it's like he's super overpowered, he can do all these things, but it's like most people in the verse hate him, and that's kind of where I'm at with Superman. It's like too many people love him. I'm like, but that's why I like the Zack Snyder one where like people kind of like I love him, some people are like I hate him. I thought that was a more realistic view of Superman, and I think Gojo, for me, Gojo is the best version. The new best version of Superman, like the new like pinnacle of power, or whatever that's supposed to like represent like I am him. Like I think Gojo is like a good.
I don't like him because he's too weebish. He's right off the bat. Oh, I can do 2 black holes and blah 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 blah. It's so fucking try hard, but I'm okay with it. I'm just waiting to see because I don't like him right now. I'm waiting to see when I'm gonna like him, if I'm gonna like him. But I like Saitama. I don't like Super Weeb Gojo.
Saitama is a gag character, though.
Yeah, Saitama is a gag character.
Yeah.
I'll say Saitama can only be matched in a fight by Bugs Bunny.
Hey, man. Gear 5.
Sorry, bro. Luffy's...
Luffy is Bugs Bunny now. What do you mean? He ate the Bugs fruit. Might as well.
Okay, he did eat the Bugs fruit. No, that's true. In Gear 5, Luffy is kind of that gag god. Yeah. All right.
But yeah, Saitama is I get it. Like all your reasons make sense. Like, there are all reasons to not like Gojo.
Right, I'm just like, just okay.
Because Gojo is the character you make when you're a 13-year-old boy. Like, Gojo is him, and that's why I love him. Yeah. I love him because he is him. And like, I think you're like Gojo a lot more in season 2 because I like Gojo. That's where I really started to like Gojo a lot in season 2 because his role as he does his role more. Because in this one, he's more of a teacher. He's a horrible teacher. But like when Gojo gets to be Gojo. It's like how I feel about Superman. How Superman's terrible when he's like on Earth, but like I love Superman. Like anytime he's off Earth doing stuff, it's like that. Gojo goes off Earth in season 2.
All right, that does sound cool. Like with a hard limit or a check, he could just be that deal.
Yeah, it's a different show. Yeah,
I do like the fact that he's considered like a nuclear bomb. It's like nations have a Gojo policy.
Like let him do whatever, leave him alone.
Oh yeah, they have a foreign policy just for him. And I actually do like that because that is like that's the final state of all shonen characters where you become a nation level threat and nations actually have to defend against you.
Think about you.
Yeah.
And they actually did show that the stuff that they come up with to anti-Gojo actually is effective in stalling or stopping them. Like that one anti-Gojo barrier in episode or season 1, that worked. And if they can do that again, like do like some sort of like Tsukiyomi type thing where they just jump a dimension or move him out of a dimension or something. It's like that would actually allow you to have JJK events occur. I haven't read or watched anything, okay? So that weird face doesn't mean anything. I'm just saying, if you were to write a story with something as powerful as Gojo in it, the people who are realistic would have to come up with realistic solutions for the Gojo. And that is one of the ones that you do if you wanted to do anything with the threat of that man hanging over your head.
Yeah. Right. And I like, too, that, like, Gojo, I like the fact that Gojo, like, arrogantly talks to, like, the heads of JJK, sir. He's like, you're alive because I choose not to kill you. So remember that every day when I walk out of here.
It's an open secret that I run this bitch.
I hate
just
you.
a figurehead.
You hate me, but as long as you leave me alone, you can live. Slight spoiler, which I really like though, is that the figureheads, they never get shown. Like the whole show, they're kind of like behind the I forget what the Japanese door is called, but they're kind of just like these nobody figureheads, and I really like the symbology of that. It's like, because in society, it's like these government figures, they're really nobodies. They're just people that have all this power for no reason, and they might as well be fucking anonymous. And I really like the play in JJK for that, because it's like, it really sends home like why Gojo hates these people. Because he's like, you guys literally sit behind his door, call all these shots for everything while people are out here, and like you're trying to kill this kid because he got this demon thing attached to him. You're not even trying to figure it out, and you don't even have the power to figure it out.
Right.
But I do. So shut up.
Did you guys ever see Squid Games all the way through?
I didn't watch all the way through because I want to, but I skipped it because of all the fucking hype. And then like it was a death game that people were doing. I'm like, bro, death games. I'm a nerd. I'm in anime. Death games aren't new. You regular people, death games are new. But I do want to watch Squid Game because I've heard from people that are not the hype train that it was legit good.
You probably like it until the ending of it. But I only reference it because they did unveil the Illuminati, so to speak. And for a lot of people, that it was disappointing because they were just like a lot of them were just like fat Americans and just like. Did you watch all the way through? Right?
I've only watched. I watched till they got out of the Squid Game the first time.
Okay. Oh shit. Okay, so I can't spoil it too much. But anyway, they were just decadent. Just like having just sex parties and all that stuff. It was wild.
It makes sense.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. Like seeing the actual Illuminati folks, I think it disappointed a lot of people because it kind of became a different show once they were introduced into it. Because it became kind of about them, and they were just like these like disgusting
aristocrats,
corpulent aristocrats.
Yeah. No, it's on my to watch list.
It's good. I liked it.
But some other stuff I watched recently though. I watched BNA and I watched Cyberpunk. and they were both amazing. Like, very amazing. Like, I highly recommend both of them. So with Cyberpunk, my only beef with Cyberpunk, I think they do a real shit job of telling you time, like, the time passing. Like, they show you, like, time's passed, but it's never really clear about how much time's passed. It's like, it could be a week, it could be 6 months, it could be years. Don't fucking know. I think they do a terrible job at that, but, like, outside of that, that story is just fucking good. And Ryan, I think you'll love it because it's just a tragic story. Oh, it's a beautiful tragedy. It is a beautiful tragedy.
That is surprising. I watched the first episode. Oh yeah, I watched like 5 minutes of the first episode, and it was like Gurren Lagann. And my first thought was like, what the fuck am I looking at? This looks so cartoony. And I'm thinking, I thought this was Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is like serious as a heart attack. I didn't get that far in.
Yeah, so the way that first episode goes is like, you start off like, yeah, like you said, but it makes a drastic shift like when life changes. Like because it's showing you like his life through that lens, but then it shows you his actual life. Like probably like 5 minutes where you stop that. It shows you his actual life, and that's where you get to like the good. Because like the second half, half of the first episode is kind of but like the second half of the first episode, and after that, it just hits the ground running, and it never stops until the end.
I think I will watch Cyberpunk.
I think it's worth the conversation because the thing I like it does with me for the most though is like it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it's a story in a universe that is alive already. So like this is literally just like somebody took someone's story out of the Cyberpunk verse, and we just get to see it, and you can just put it back, and it's done. And I love that because it's like. It's characters in the story, and like my boy that was like super into it told me like characters in the story and weapons that they use and whatever, you can get them in the game. So like there's very much a part of the game. And so I'm excited now to go back and play the game and stuff to see how these characters interacted. And one character in the show killed one of my favorite character. So I need to find where he is in the game, and I need to murder him. And I'm going to make a save file so I can continue murdering him. In any way I see fit. Funny. Because I'm real mad. Because it was literally the last fucking episode. And they killed my favorite character. They killed my girl. And I was like, nah.
You got Trigun.
I did. The disrespect. And then, BNA was a story about like half beast, like, humans and half beastmen people. And like them interacting in like the world they live in. And it was 11 episodes, and it is probably one of the best representations of like racism and how people deal with it, and like how people have to adjust in various different ways. Of like people that have dealt with it for like forever, people that are new to it. Like it gives you like all different types of it and like how it interacts with people. And I thought it was a really good hot take on like how people are just people, and everyone just fighting their own battles and trying to exist. So those two, like, they're both quick too. Cyberpunk's 10 episodes, BNA's 11 episodes. Highly recommend them both. Storytelling's pretty damn good. And, BNA's a little wacky. Like the animation style is more, when it's serious, but when it's cartoony. And like, I'm a big One Piece fan. So I always love that. Like the animation style kind of goes with like what you're portraying. It's kind of fun.
I watch BNA, but I've already seen the superior Killing Bites, so there's no reason to watch BNA at this point.
Fair enough. Killing Bites, better animation, but BNA has a better story.
Of course. This shit,
dude. Killing Bites, that fucking season 2 start or whatever. I tried to read the manga.
Yeah. Oh, you got there too?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so weird.
It's so weird. It's like so I'm gonna keep what Ryan said about Chainsaw Man. Like I like my season 1, and I'm gonna keep my season 1 as it is, and like just leave it at that.
That's what I saw when I saw the Terrier face and Killing Bites. So I was like, that first season was alright. I'm cool with that. Yeah, that's
Terrier, and like the dog Terrier.
Yeah, and like I thought Breezy was being old man Breezy with this, and I was like, it's not that bad. Breezy's being dramatic. He's an old man. He's run. Then I looked at it and I was like, I put it on my phone. I looked at it and I was just like, I want it to be right, but now I want to be right because this is, I don't know what the fuck this is. And then when I found out that I was wrong, I just, don't look it up. Just, if you ever see Killing Bites, it is amazing. First season, do not continue the story after that. Just saying. It's just, if somebody out there, I know it's your favorite manga, it's your favorite anime all the time, I'm sorry. But that shit ass.
They're like, just keep with it. It'll eventually get good. I saw Terry in the face. I'm good.
I'm good. And I would say this too, like, I put it what I put My Hero at, and like the only reason I'm still even tolerating and dealing with My Hero rewritten mangas because like I'm so far in that I need to finish it. Gotcha. But like if I would have actually stopped at season 1, I would never have went back. Just like with Killing Bites.
Gotcha ass.
Yeah. Mid tier.
I have a
My Hero's mid. And if it's your favorite, you're mid too.
Damn.
Mid.
Oh shit! Shots fired.
Mid.
Damn.
Deku's mid.
All right.
Bakugo's better than him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that one's true at least.
Yeah, I think that's true as well.
Imagine if Bakugo was the main character.
Better show.
Shigaraki wouldn't be doing what he's doing now because he'd be dead already.
Damn.
That'd be an interesting character arc, actually. Yeah. Go from Goody Two Shoes Hero Academy to we need to kill the Joker so that Joker doesn't kill people.
Yeah, because I'm still convinced that the My Hero story is going to end with like Deku saving Shigaraki. Oh, yeah. What I hate though is because, I said not killing, right?
Not killing.
Yeah, he gonna say whatchamacallit, his mentor not Yoda. What's his name?
Oh, little guy, El Torino.
Gran Torino.
Yeah. Something like that.
Gran Turismo. I mean, push it together. Yeah, Gran Torino. He told him, was like, sometimes to save people, you need to kill them. He was just like, and I'm like, yes. I'm like, yeah, like he's killed.
But he's old, Mark. It's Shonen Jump.
Could you grab that? I want to show you guys something. So a DC Comics illustrator drew a My Hero Academia cover in DC style. And it is the coolest shit I have ever seen. Mm-hmm. And like looking at that, you could just imagine that DC could actually make one hell of a My Hero story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Set in silence.
If it was like
I wish I could remember his name. You may be able to find it if you look for if you look in the web pages because they had oh yeah, I found it.
Got it. We'll of course have the images.
You ever throw the images up on screen? This one?
No. I guess it's all. Oh, there it is. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Oh, of course, you gotta go to X to see it.
X. Oh, wow.
That's a...
Damn. And it still looks like a little bit animated.
Dabi looks terrible, but everyone else.
Oh, you said Dabi?
Dabi at the bottom, he looks terrible. Dabi's original design looks better, but like everyone else, by hands down.
Yeah, Dabi looks like, looks kind of like Sandman, actually, but not,
Yeah, we'll put the picture up on the screen, but this is great.
Yeah. This is great. I
think this is what you always want. Breezy, you've always said this. You've always said that, like, if comics could actually do My Hero, it will always be better.
So, I got a lot of gripes with My Hero. Part of it is the designs. I actually don't like the, I like his art overall, but I don't like the way he draws costumes. And some of his characters are just, like, weirdly, like if you look at their silhouette, it's just kind of a mess. Like that horse thing. That horse ninja guy.
That horse ninja. Come on, man.
Yes.
Listen to yourself. Of course the horse ninja looks bad.
Yeah, I know what you mean though, because DC has a very good way of doing like alien creatures or whatever, and they still like the humanoid ones still kind of look like. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
You like when you look at anime designs, like if you can like make them into a silhouette and they still look visually, appealing. Yeah. Like in My Hero, a lot of them just aren't.
Yeah, and I think the problem with their costumes is that a lot of them are flat. And like I think it's used to being with American comics is like Batman for his utility belt. He always has like stuff on his utility belt and like his gauntlets do stuff. And it's like it's just always something going on. But I feel like a lot of the My Hero characters like they're
just spandex.
Yeah.
And it's a bit busy because with superhero comics they'll start with a base of simple shapes to like design the costumes. My Hero I don't see that in a lot of My Hero costumes. I just see like a lot of line work. And it's kind of like modern, like Marvel and DC costumes where it's like, it's just all these lines for no reason.
Yeah.
But I don't like it.
No, I agree with that aspect of it. Because like that was one thing that like I didn't realize I didn't like it until like we talked about it. Because like I didn't like it, but I didn't realize why I didn't like it. And like I didn't realize the costume design. Because like the costumes I do like or like Kirishima's. Like his is simple, and it's like he's a caveman type dude, so he has like a pretty much like a kilt, some pants, and like some shoulder pads, and like it's simple design, and it shows that like he's unbreakable. So like it shows like off his biceps and like his chest and stuff. So I'm like, cool. And then Fat Gum's the other one.
Fat
He's just
Gum.
a big old
Good
fat
costume.
dude, and I'm like, it just says Fat Gum moment. I'm like, cool. He's just wearing a hoodie. He's a dude wearing a hoodie that's big as hell, and it's like, all right, Fat Gum.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, to me, honestly, Deku has one of the simplest designs, and I feel like your main character. And for comparison. I talked about this. I watched a video. They were talking about Luffy. How Luffy is like a very simple character, very simple design. But like people are speculating that Oda did that on purpose because he has all these different forms, like Gear 2, Gear 3, Gear 4. His abilities, he's stretchy, so he's always in some. He's never looking normal, so to speak.
So you got to keep him iconic somehow.
So like it's backwards with Luffy because he's so his normal look is so boring. But it's cool because like, like, all right, what else is he about to do? Yeah. But with Deku is like, he is his Deku silhouette. And it's like, he can do all these cool moves like Black Whip and stuff. I'm like, his design is his design doesn't change. All he does is his clothes tear off. But it's not like the Dragon Ball Z where like, I use a beam and use the beam back on me. My tears your clothes off and now I look like a man. It's like, I just look dirty and raggedy.
I've always really liked Luffy. I think Luffy has like the best branding of any anime character where his branding is hat and sandals.
That's it.
And he beats your ass while looking like he should be on vacation. And he doesn't lose the hat. It's like the Indiana Jones thing. Like, as long as he can beat you without losing his hat, that means you're light work.
Yeah. But the cool thing too about his hat, because you're not too far in One Piece, is like that's a thing that like he didn't have he has a chin strap on it. Like he didn't have one on it before. Like that was the thing he learnt. Like going out there and like Nami repairs his hat like over the course of the show or the manga. So like when you actually look at his hat from different angles, like one of the most iconic ones was the first one is Buggy sent his 3 claws through it. So the top of his hat is 3 lines in here that Nami stitched up. So anytime you see the very top of his hat, you can see the 3 lines in there. And I love the little details that Oda puts in that. But like all of it, like couple different times it's happened, but like any damage that's done to his hat, you can always see it. But yeah, if his hat's on top of his head and he fights you, bro, it's a wrap. You can at least be on his back.
Dude, I used to draw this one with him. It's like him, he got the hat on his face, he's like cupping it, and then he got his hand doing something. But that was always one of my favorite photos.
My favorite Luffy pose is either the Gear 2 pose or this pose. Because this is the pose he always has before. That's always the one he has before he does the gut punch. And that's like the end. That marks the end of all his fights. Like, so when Luffy does this and he'll like say, I'm going to be king of the pirates. He'll punch him right in the gut. And then that's when you know, like the next couple things he's going to do. It's a wrap.
Nice.
And, the other one is the Gear 2 pose because like that moment was chilling the first time. Because you watched him get his shit kicked in by Bluno. And then when he meets up Bluno again, he's like, oh, damn, I couldn't beat you, but I guess I got to do this.
That was peak. Still peak. But yeah, hell of a tangent.
I mean,
hey, what were we talking
back
about?
to JJK.
Started with JJK, but it went to all the new anime verse, the new stuff going on, and like what it's compared to. So I mean, when you look at JJK, you get the Demon Slayer, Hell's Paradise, Chainsaw Man, My Hero. Excuse me, what else would be in that new big boy?
Black Clover.
Black Clover.
What's the other one you like? Black Clover and isn't it like a new big 3 like My Hero, Black Clover, and what's the third one? Is it JJK or is it a different one?
I think people are doing Demon Slayer for that one.
Oh yeah,
for that, Slayer. And then got the Dark Trio with JJK, Hell's Paradise, and Chainsaw Man. But yeah,
like Demon Slayer kind of straddles 2 worlds a little bit.
It does because it's very like gross and gritty, but it's really colorful and like pretty too.
Yeah, true. I feel like it's more hopeful.
It is hopeful.
It's like remember that thing you were talking about with Inuyasha a couple weeks back, where it's like a shoujo, right? But it's kind of like pretending to be a shonen. I think Demon Slayer is like on the right end of that.
Yeah. I can see that. Yep. Because it's like a hopeful seinen.
Yeah.
Like a seinen with a positive ending.
Yeah.
We're going towards a positive ending.
Yeah, that's true.
Time to kill some characters.
We gotta kill.
No comment.
Oh yeah, we probably gotta talk about that at some point.
Yeah, we should probably get on Demon Slayer. We should. But yeah, so JJK, highly recommended. How do you guys feel the movie? Would you watch it again? Do you recommend it to people? Would you tell it to fuck off? Like, final thoughts before we get out of here.
I'd like to see a JJK movie spinoff series to see what happened with Yuta.
Me too.
Life.
I was actually rereading it. I'm currently rereading it, even though that was my first connection with JJK, because Shonen Jump, the app, puts that as the first couple of chapters.
I hate that.
So it's fine because it all does flow well, like we talked about before. But like you said, it is some spoilerific stuff in here too.
Yeah, that's why I tell everybody, like, it's fine, because technically if you watched it in perfect chronological order, it'd be the first part of season 2, 0, season 1, and then season 2. Like that's canonically like how not canonically, but that's like if you wanted to watch it like chronologically, that's how it worked.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Canonically, yeah, season 1, the movie, season 2, but yeah, it's a
In the perfect Breezy universe, this would be JJK. Would be following Yuta's story, because I really like the pace of it and everything like that. But as it is, I really like it. I like how it flows into the main show. So,
sure.
Yeah, I also do. Burp. In I guess Perfect Rhyme world, we would everything would be split up into a student's entire academic career, quote unquote academic career, and we'd get a Yuta story, we get Yuji's story, we get another third person story, maybe Junpei.
I like it.
In
your world, that don't exist in the real.
In my world, it's on the opening, right? Yeah,
Dude, as someone that read the manga first, when I watched the intro and they had Junpei in the intro, and I'm like, that's dirty. That's dirty. That's so dirty.
Like, our boy, we got a dude, Ditchy Destin. Yeah, he got powers.
The fourth one. Yeah, he has a summon. The rest of it, because when I was like, the thing that tipped me off in the manga when I was reading and what I thought he was going, the only reason I was like, I think he might not make it is because I'm like, you're a summoner, and I'm like, Fuji Girl can already summon. And I'm like, so my video game knowledge and my knowledge of being a nerd put together, I was like, he had 2 summoners on the team, right?
Yeah.
That just doesn't make sense.
Dang.
And I was just like, nah. I'm like,
damn.
I'm just saying he was obsolete. You calling him redundant?
Yep.
You cutting him off like a worker in 2021?
I'm just saying, if you got 1 summon, but I find this other guy that got 10 summons, I mean, unless your 1 summon is Gojo, it was not worth it.
I mean, we just spent quite a while talking about how Gojo makes everyone redundant.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Oh man.
Only in like it's just like One Punch Man, because I still like to watch Genos' fights, even though he about to fucking lose. But they're gonna be entertaining at least.
They are entertaining.
Yeah.
And what I love about Saitama, I love that he really tries to like let everybody else win or let everyone else do everything. He's just like, damn man, all right.
Consecutive normal punch.
I love his attack name.
Best move.
So good. But with that, have fun. Watch JJK. It's really good. BNA, Cyberpunk, also good recommendations. You guys should check them out. Wednesdays, we'll see you Wednesdays. This episode is going to be kind of weird. I mean, you've already listened to it already, so it's already kind of weird, but it is what it is.
Cummies.
Bring it back, I guess.
Why?
Why are we bringing it back? No one knows. But on that note, Pillows Day. Damn it, I can't do my fucking outro right.
Stay perfect, chat. UwU.
Peace.
Meow.